What is up? What is up, BetSlip Nation? Happy Memorial Day weekend. Shout out to the troops. We are back. We are here. It is Saturday, May the 24th. We are ready to get our slips off. It is I, Poolside Pat, Youngry. Still don't like that, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I am joined, as always, by our King PD King, but also just the king on the ones and twos. It is CJ of the Sports GPS podcast. How we doing, brother?
Dude, we're doing well, man. Yesterday, wish I could have hit an iron from the fairway or even the rough for that matter at anywhere decent for the first 15 holes, and we would have played okay. But listen, shooting 84 when I didn't have the irons in the bag was respectable, considering I played in a scramble 2 weeks ago that there were people in a four-man scramble that posted an 86. So the fact that I played terribly and my own ball the entire day and beat a four-man scramble team. I don't care who was on said four-man scramble team. The fact that I was able to beat a four-man scramble team ever, and I was playing my own ball and played like absolute dog water, I'm going to take it. So, yeah, I mean, we're good. Just a couple doubles on the card that shouldn't have been there, and I couldn't make a birdie. I literally never gave myself any real chances for birdie yesterday. So it was rough, but hey, what are you going to do?
What is the saying? The worst day at work is still
a bad day on the golf course is better than a good day at the office. That's yeah. And you know what? Thankfully, my work we're started summer hours because it's Memorial Day, so I am Fridays are for the boys, baby. Friday is for the boys.
Love that for you. Love that for anybody else. And again, happy Memorial Day. Shout out to the troops. We've got a show today for you. By the way, please go listen to the podcast, which is on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, I believe. Drops pretty much every Friday. And we would like to invite you to like, comment, subscribe, and especially shout out to our presenting Fans First Sports Network, which you can find on X.com, the Everything app, Fans First SN. And you can find them on all over social media and their website, which is it always escapes me, ffsn.com.
Pretty sure. I believe that's right.
Yeah. I should know that by now, so my apologies. But
we should, but do we though?
I mean, I want to add it to the lexicon of the show, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But shout out to guys like Kel, yourself, who's all the writers, all the shows, all the podcasts. And please go follow them. Give them a like, comment, subscribe. But you are now watching the number one gambling show on Fans First Sports Network, and that is just the BetSlips, where we try to bring you the hot tips to help your BetSlips. But we will get to that when we get to that. But before we do that, CJ, you know the drill. We got to get to the thing that makes sure we do not get in any kind of trouble. That is number one. We are not paid professional gamblers. This show is for fun and entertainment purposes only. I like that you're messing with that. I kind of like I don't know which one I like better.
So the problem is if I go here, you can't really see the bottom.
Yeah.
Makes it a little tough.
We'll figure it out. The disclaimer has been the same for a long time at this point.
So yeah, it has been. Yeah.
Or you will workshop because you're the genius. But number two, please gamble responsibly and at your own risk. Do not gamble more than you can afford, and only bet what you can afford to lose. I say it all the time. It is the best piece of gambling advice I've ever been given in my life. It really saved me. And that's because gambling can be addictive. So please seek help if you need it. You can call 1-800-GAMBLER if you, a loved one, friend, is in need of gambling help, because it can be addictive, as I said. And this show is not currently affiliated with or sponsored by any sportsbook. We are presented by Fans First Sports Network, but we are not currently affiliated with or sponsored by any sportsbook, although we would love to be. So that is, gambling can be addictive, so please seek help. We are, thank you. If you need it, 1-800-GAMBLER is the national help hotline. Please gamble responsibly at your own risk. And we are not paid professional gamblers, but here at Just the BetSlips, we try to bring you one thing and one thing only every single time, and that is the
hot tips to help your BetSlips.
Let's go. CJ, it's great to be back with you. I know I missed a couple days. I missed the podcast. Very upset about that.
Listen, it happens. It happens. Yeah. Every once in a while, we have rough things going on. I do want to say this, and I don't know whether he would want me to or not. but I'm gonna say it. Prayers out to our own Shell Dog. His family's going through
Oh yes, absolutely.
what his family's going through. But his family's going through some hard times that I know too well from a couple years back. So I know exactly what he's going through, and so prayers up to him and his family.
Yes.
Hope that whether you're spiritual for whatever that you believe, prayers go up, and that hopefully they find guidance in what whoever and whatever they choose to pray to.
I'd say
And
send your
hopefully
thoughts,
you do the same.
send
Yeah.
your thoughts or prayers or both. We love our guy Kel Dog, and we are definitely he's in our thoughts and prayers for sure. But yeah, no, it is. I'm happy to be here with you. It is a glorious Saturday with sports galore. We should potentially be joined by our parlay guy at some point, potentially.
Definitely possible.
Yeah, but before we get to that, we have what do we have? Do we have all the mainstays? We've got
we got the two mainstays, and then we got a little crown action today. We're gonna pop the crown on today.
I'll get my crown. We'll get my crown.
Mine's actually in the mine's buried somewhere. I found one.
Okay.
And it's buried.
We have to coordinate that. We have to coordinate that. Yeah.
Another day, another time. Post Memorial Day weekend.
Love that. That is in Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday we will
Tuesday.
have the crown.
Tuesday we will have the crown.
I did have, and I mentioned this off air, but I have two fantasy baseball things, and because it's Memorial Day weekend, kind of synonymous with baseball.
Absolutely.
I'm a commissioner. I mean, we're in a fantasy baseball league together, but I'm a commissioner in a.
We're in 2 leagues together, by the way.
I'm also the. Yeah, you're right, and I'm the.
So you are in 3 leagues,
and I'm the commissioner of the other one. Yeah. The one that I'm speaking, or ours, I'm the commissioner, but I'm also the commissioner of another one. So I'm a commissioner of 2 leagues, and so I had this dilemma. He's not going to watch this, unfortunately, so I can speak freely on it. This my buddy Dan. He accidentally dropped George Kirby. So the context to this is he's 0-7. He was the only guy at the draft that had to be auto draft because he was busy. He was at a wedding or something, and everybody else could make the draft but him. So he kind of tried to say, hey, maybe set your pre-rankings or have
whatever
draft for you, whatever.
Yeah.
So he did auto draft, and his team ended up turning out okay. I mean, his first overall pick was
auto drafts usually do turn out pretty good until the late rounds. Like your bench pieces aren't the best, but outside of that,
I mean, his first pick was Ellie De La Cruz, so he started off with okay. Anyway,
and a name stay for me, but
and George Kirby for that matter. So he gets Kirby, who admittedly has not been like the George Kirby that we've seen, but he texted me the other day. He says, "Hey, I accidentally dropped George Kirby, not realizing he was starting today. Can you add him back on my team?" To which my initial reaction was, "Whoa, I don't want to just do this without asking the other members of the league because that just seems shady to me." I put it out to the people. Again, he's 0-7. He's by far the worst team in the league. He's trying to sell, which is my second point of this. And so I bent the knee. I caved because a couple people said might as well. I had a couple people say that they wouldn't have, but I decided to be generous, I suppose you could say, and I did add George Kirby back to his team, in which ball don't lie situation. Kirby put up -7 in that start. So,
ball don't lie. Yeah, ball don't
lie.
But
in your like anybody who's listening out there, was that the right move? Like, would that be how you would be as a commit? Like,
I have done this same situation, but in fantasy football and not fantasy baseball. So
okay.
Let me hit you with what I did, and that should lead to a little bit of clarity for you. So the question is about timing. Okay. So I have done both sides of this coin. Very, very, very truthful, both in fantasy football. The time that I did what you did, which is give the player back, the guy texted me within 2 minutes of him dropping the player. Like, it was immediately, basically, was, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Can I get him back? Can I get him back? Can I reverse that?
Yeah.
And then he went, I can't. Let me text the commish. He texted me. I saw that he dropped him. And again, I can't remember the times, but it was like 9:30. And then he texted me before 9:35. Same time. The time frame matched almost perfectly. And it was like, oh, clearly he misclicked. And he's trying to do it, whatever, at work. His boss shows up and goes, why are you on your phone? And he's like, whatever. That scenario. And he did it quick. It was very rapid. It was like that. And I was like, okay, you clearly did not mean. I will reverse the transaction. And then you now have to go and do what you got to do, right? So at that point, it's okay, cool. It's an instant situation. Not. The time I didn't do it was he texted me 5 hours later and was like, hey, I can't do this. Like, I dropped the guy. I didn't mean to. It's like, but you sat on it for 5 hours, dude. Like, what are we doing? And I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't. Like, if it was instant regret of you just sat there, you probably were like, yeah, I dropped him. He didn't care. And then your buddy goes, what were you doing? Like, that guy's going to, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, you can't sit there 5 hours later and have buyer's remorse in this situation, in a fantasy situation, right? So yeah,
that does give me clarity. And I did just look at the text as from your story. He texted me 9 minutes after.
Yeah, that's
so he immediately, like, it was, he didn't mean to. Yeah, I'll give him a, it would have been, I want to say this, it would have been tougher if he was like one of the top teams in the league, but he's 0-7, so you kind of show a little bit. I mean, generally,
there's that too, but I take that out. I take that out of the equation. I look at what was his intent.
Yeah, and we're doing this for money. That's the other thing. It's like,
that's a piece.
If there's money on the line, like, it's a different story. But okay, well, that does actually make me feel better. You're right. If he had said this, like, if he had messaged me 6 hours later,
and I'd been like,
no,
go pound rocks.
He did it right away. I'm actually going to tell my boys that this whole thing. So
I have done that. I've had a guy who sat there, was in fantasy football. He dropped the wrong person. He thought he clicked the person above it. He clicked the person below it. The guy was on bye the previous week, so he was on bench, and he was trying to drop the one guy to pick up the big guy, and then he was like, "Oh crap,"
which does happen. And like in my initial thoughts is like, how do you drop the guy that you didn't want? But life
misclick on your phone.
Life comes at you fast.
Yeah. Well, that, I mean, like, how many times have you mistexted somebody?
Yeah.
Because you were rapidly fingering.
Yeah. Pause.
Rapid thumbing.
There you go. Pause too. Let's just move on. My next question, and then we'll get to all of our great segments here and our picks, hot tips to help your BetSlips. But just still on the fantasy, the same guy actually, just what happened by coincidence. But I was offered this trade that I'd like to get your opinion on because I am torn. I was offered Christian Walker, and Ellie De La Cruz for Freddie Freeman, and I just, for context, I have the replacements for both of these positions, but there's other context I have to add. But I'll just finish the trade.
That's fine.
Christian Walker, Ellie De La Cruz for Freddie Freeman, and Jason Dominguez. The caveat is that I can't keep. So it's a keeper league for baseball, but we have like weird rules. Elliot De La Cruz is the first round pick. He's not. I can't keep him if I
can't keep him. Right.
I'm in a good position. I'm in fourth place. I have a pretty good record.
Okay.
Jason Dominguez, I can keep for the next 3. I believe it's probably more than that. I can keep Jason Dominguez for the next 4 years.
Sure.
But Freddie Freeman is also unkeepable. So
right. So
what are your thoughts?
Here's my thought. All right, so you're getting Ellie, you're getting Christian, but you're giving up Freddie Freeman, you're giving up Dominguez. Is that right?
Yep.
I mean, here's the deal. What's your the keeper leagues? Just drive me nuts in some scenarios. Because it's just like, why are we doing it?
I hear that.
But I understand like the reason why it makes you more like a GM.
Yes.
I get it.
So just for extra context, so I drafted Jason Dominguez in the 14th round.
Mhm.
So I can keep him until our rule is, and it goes up. So like next year he
Goes up by 1, so he's your 12th.
Two.
Okay, you
Next year,
dropped
he'll
2.
be
Okay.
12th, then the year after 10th, and then we can't keep anybody who's a 4th round or higher.
A 4th round value or higher?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
so
I have
then
him
technically
for
you
5
could keep
years,
him.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you got so
yep.
you second year would be 12, third year would be 10, fourth year would be 8, 5 year would be 6. So yeah, then you couldn't keep him. Yeah, you couldn't keep it. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
I think Ellie in the long run is better.
Yeah.
Even if you only get him this year. Like, do you lose that draft pick?
Yeah.
So you lose the 12th. You wouldn't keep Jason Dominguez past 2 years anyway.
No, I don't think so.
You're not drafting him higher than 8th round.
That's kind of like the logic.
Yeah, so like, but Ellie, you're getting a 1st round value out of Ellie.
I mean, it's a rental.
No, 100%.
I could also draft him next year.
I could. Yeah, you could draft him next year, right? Yeah. And you're keeping that round pick. Like, yeah, no, I would make the trade. That's Ellie.
Yeah, I know.
And are you category or you points?
In my head.
Category or your points?
That's points.
Okay, so a little less important.
So like,
if it's category, it's massively Ellie, because stolen bases are like that's how I drafted our team that we do in categories. I was like, I'm going to pick a team that will never lose stolen bases. I've lost stolen bases twice, shockingly, but I should never lose stolen bases.
But that's an anomaly, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I have Real Muto, Altuve,
I don't know what to
Cruz, and
I'm trying to get.
lose stolen bases.
I'm trying to also add Churio to this deal, so I'll report.
It all depends. Get your report back.
I'll report back.
And speaking of trades, Parker actually mentioned this trade, and we didn't quite mention it on the Sports GPS podcast, but I do want to throw it out there. Paul Skeens, okay. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia trades for Paul Skeens. They give Ranger Suarez, Mick Abel, and Justin Crawford back to the Pirates. And you could throw in Tyon Walker. The Phillies would throw in cash consideration, so you're not even paying him. The Pirates do it.
Well, what is Skeen's contract? He didn't sign a big contract.
No, he didn't sign a big contract, but he's going to be super two.
He's going to make a lot of money. Yeah.
You have him for 4 years, and the Pirates aren't going to pay him after 4 years.
I mean,
you're getting Ranger Suarez, who's a rental. That's fine. It's a rental. Yeah. But you're also getting Justin Crawford, who's a great outfield piece, who looks like he could be a mini version of his dad. You're getting Mick Abel, who's pitcher controlled, just had a great outing versus you.
Yeah, and he's pretty.
And you're getting Tyon Walker, who's a respectable starter.
I think.
And you get him for 2 years, and you get him for basically cheap because the Phillies will give you cash considerations.
I have a weird feeling that Tyon Walker would be great in Pittsburgh, but
he might be. Gives up a lot of homers to left.
Well, and just less pressure.
Yeah, that as well.
I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily the best trade that might be proposed to a Pirates team, but I don't know how you necessarily say no if you don't have anything better, right?
Yeah, you're getting a great lefty starter. If that did happen, just imagine the Phillies rotation. You have Wheeler, Skeens, Luzardo, Chris Sanchez, and Paul Skeens. Oh, and you know who I didn't mention? Aaron Nola.
Oh yeah, who's had admittedly a down year
with a sprained ankle, but yeah, I mean you're Wheeler,
I think,
Skeens,
Chris
Sanchez, Jesus Luzardo, Aaron Nola.
I'll say this: if you're the Phillies, you have to at least ask.
Oh yeah, and you're 100% asking.
Yeah.
They might want Andrew Painter in the deal. I'm not doing that, but they might want it. But
I love the b-ball talk. I'm a big fan.
All right. Well, let's get into this thing, shall we?
Let's get into it. Let's do it.
Let's do this thing. It is the cutest parlay in all of sports gambling. It is the underdog slip. That's right. We have Emma. We got the Corgo. We've got the dog with the dancing ears. And then we have Sir Kel Doggy Dog. Again, prayers out to the fam. Prayers out to the fam. It's not him. Like he is not. It's not him personally, but it's emotionally him. Just to clarify for everybody that's Kel Dog fans, it's like he is fine. He physically is fine.
Yes. Correct.
Throwing that out there. I
It's
don't want
fantastic.
people to. I don't want the people to worry. Don't want the
Correct.
people to worry. But the underdog slip. We got the T-Wolves down 0-2 in this set. I think they're going to win this game, and I said that on the podcast. I think Game 3 was the game that they were going to win.
Yep.
Poolside, what are you thinking, and why do we love Minnesota for the upset?
All right, I'm going to make this quick, but at the same time, I have some thoughts. So, first of all, Thunder probably going to win the whole thing. If I am a betting man, but I can't even get Thunder to win the finals, and that wouldn't count as a pick based on the odds. So,
I
based
can
on our
slightly.
rules, it's like
No,
-5.
I can't anymore.
Yeah,
I have it
so
minus 340.
they're so good. But it'd just be so hard to see that this Timberwolves. I don't see a world in which they get swept. Would I be shocked? Absolutely not. But back at home, Naz Reid if Naz Reid can hit like 2 or 3 threes, this might be a different series. I mean, I know they got blown out. I know it's literally looking like a varsity and a JV squad going up against each other, and that's just the first 2 games. But they're back at home. Give me that, and like as you have there, plus 120. This is the game they're going to win. If they're going to win a game, this will be one of them. And that's just kind of like the thoughts I have. That's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting. It would just be hard to. Would I be shocked? No. But if they're going to win one game, if they're going to get gentlemanly swept, they're going to win this game. So I felt it. I needed to put some money on it, and that's where we're at.
Couple of schmeckles. That's where we're at. It's definitely possible. And to tell you the truth, if you listen to the podcast, I said that the Timberwolves are going to lose in 5. They would win Game 3, and that was it.
Yep, which is fine. So, and that's what we're banking on. So
that's where we're at. Yeah. Which you could have bet on the series. I don't know if you saw that, Pat. You can bet on how many games the series goes, like all that. You can bet on the exact order of which games were won by who.
I had a buddy of mine. I don't know what odds he got. I wish I could probably find it, but it'll take me a minute. But he bet on before the Celtics-Knicks series started. He had bet Knicks in 6, and he won like a substantial amount of money.
Nice. Classic.
Why didn't he come on Just BetSlips and share?
Right. I mean, he should have. That and the guy who had back-to-back home run parlays that hit.
Oh, shout out, by the way. Shout out back yourself, our guy.
Yeah.
Hit
Chris.
Hit the Newcastle Knights. Love that. Come back on the show and give us more.
Anytime.
National Rugby League.
Anytime. I'm in on betting rugby. I need to figure out how their rules work or how their scoring works, because ESPN's only showing me or not even ESPN, like CanFuel is only showing me like
you know
points over. Like, do you subtract or whatever? Like, I need that. I need that education, please.
We should have. If we need something for the podcast, we should just have Chris on and have us and do
an education of the rugby. Australia. Sure, I'm in on this. I 10 out of 10 recommend that. Not a negative Yelp review at all. All right, let's jump to the performance doubles of the day with the PD King. That's right. The parlay guy presented Max Fried 6+ Ks and the Yankees -1.5.
Wow.
I can pull up the baseball savant on this. And I'm pretty positive I like it a lot, to be very clear. Go ahead. Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
You, please.
I like when you say yes, Pat.
Yes, Pat.
I actually have this. I have the 6Ks, but Yankees 2.5. So that just shows you how much I like this bet. So
well, I mean, Colorado Rockies are straight doo-doo cheeks. So
that's my thing is against the Rockies at least 2.5. 2.5 is like -150.
It's crazy. Dude, they're so bad. They're historically bad. I will say the last time Kyle Freeland towed the rubber, he didn't look terrible. So that's the only thing that scares me a little. But Max Fried has struck out of this Rockies lineup at a 25% clip, and the ex-WOBA is 246. Average launch angle on his hit balls is negative. It's a negative launch angle, which means he's just getting ground balls after ground balls after ground balls. So, and their batting average against is 189. So, I expect Max Fried to have, he has become the ace of this staff ever since Garrett Cole went down. So I expect Max Fried to have a very, very good game. So I do like that bet. The other bet, which you and I both have, is the Chris Sanchez 5+ Ks in the Phillies money line. Go ahead and explain yours, then I'll explain mine.
Well, I mean, it's the same one, right?
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like your reasoning behind.
Oh, well, this is more so just, first of all, I've been doing this for, I think, almost all of his starts. I'm pretty sure I've had Sanchez.
Probably. He's been a baller all year.
And you did bring up a good point off air that Athletics lineup not horrible, but it is still the Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
They're horrible. They're bad at home. They're 8-18 at home, which is quite a record. I mean, and Sanchez has been solid all year. I mean, he's got 4-1, 310. He's a guy that I think, I don't have it pulled up in front of me, and you might, but if you don't, either way, I just feel like 5 is like right around his like wheelhouse. Is about 5.4 probably. I think if you look at it, the mean or the median would be 4, or 4 around there. But and you had said it, and I'm going to steal it from you. If his changeup is working, not only does he get 5, but the Phillies win. He might get 7, 8, and the Phillies win. So
yeah, this is the only game where I was like, maybe he doesn't. Like, this is the only game of this series that I'm really worried about them winning or not. Oh, hey, look who just showed up. This is the only game that I'm really worried that the Phillies might not win, and it's because of Jeffrey Springs on the hill. Spriggs on the hill. But I will say that, to your point, Chris Sanchez does have a K per 9 this year of over 10. So if he gets to 5 innings, he will get to 5 Ks, which I believe he will do. His average throughout his entire career is 8.4. So if he gets to 6 innings, he will get to 5 Ks. So that's the thing that looks good. But he's looked so good this year. He's throwing it down. Let me pull up his big pitching numbers.
What's up, Rob? What's going
on? Yeah, Rob, what's shaking? His batted balls. This is the other piece that's really, really good for him. His ground ball rate has always been good, so that's and that's going to be huge today versus Oakland, because they're in that. Not Oakland, Sacramento. The Athletics, because they didn't even take the Sacramento moniker.
ATH.
Right. So he's at that point. That's where you want it to be, because they don't have an upper deck in that stadium. And so if the wind's blowing out, it's going. Like Trey Turner's his homer yesterday, his leadoff home yesterday, I didn't think it was going to be as deep as it was. It went over that outfield building. Like, he absolutely demolished it. But off the bat, it didn't even look that impressive. So, yeah, I mean, if the wind's blowing out, it's blowing out. And if you get a little backspin on it. But because he doesn't give up the fly ball, the deep fly ball a lot, because that's been his calling card for his entire career. His fly ball percentage is underneath 18% for his entire career, and his ground ball percentage is like 56. So that just shows you right there that he gets the ball down. It's that sinker changeup combination with that slide piece coming off it that he gets that weak contact with. So, like, that's where Chris Sanchez lives.
Yep.
And it's all down, it's tailing, it moves. If he's got those pitches, he's almost unhittable. I'll say that.
He can be. Yeah.
Yeah, he can very well be. But he likes to induce contact too, so he goes longer in the game. So that's if his changeup's working, this 5 Ks is easy. He goes like 8, 9 Ks. But if it's not working, he will. I feel like he gets to 5, but it'll be 5.
Yeah. Do we want to let parlay guy talk about his?
Yeah. You really want to hit that Fried? Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, so look, Max Fried getting 6 Ks feels stupid low. Like I could see him getting 10 strikeouts in this game, to be completely honest with you. Obviously I wanted to play it safe, and then the Yankees losing to the Rockies was absurd last night. I think today they're gonna probably put up double digits. I think that this is gonna be a rout. I honestly have got a parlay where I picked 7 of the 9 batters to get hits in this game. I literally think they're going to put up double digits, kind of like what the Red Sox did yesterday. And Freed is going to cruise. I also took Freed for giving up less than a run and a half, and I can't remember the name of the pitcher for the Rockies, but I took him to give up over 3.5 runs.
Kyle Freeland.
Yeah,
I will
so I
say
have him.
Freeland his last time out did look good, but it is
Sure.
Coors Field, so I mean,
It's Coors Field. It's Aaron Judge. It's that whole lineup that really, outside of Judge and Goldschmidt yesterday, like the rest of them did not do well.
well, and the Yankees lineup fares better versus lefties than it does versus righties, considering a lot of their power bats are right-handed.
Right.
So they do fare better versus lefties, which Kyle Freeland is a lefty. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I just see today being one of those games where you could probably get multiple guys on the same team with home runs. Like that's a good game to put a lot of your bets and parlays on.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of that. Pat, to speak more on that, the Athletics lineup, you have Soderstrom, Kratz, Butler, Rooker, Langoliers, who are all
Rooker, yeah. Oh, and shit, yeah, you're not
above
wrong.
hitters, and then you have the ex-Yankee Miguel Andujar, who the Athletics have for cheap, but the rest of their team is meh. It's more glove than it is bat, but I mean they do have a solid lineup between Soderstrom, Kratz.
I
Butler,
love playing this
Rooker,
game. I love this game, but Miguel Andujar's first team.
Ooh, that's a darn fine question. I gotta think. Hold on, let me think. I think I know this.
I'm pretty sure I knew what it was, but I have to make sure.
Are you saying who he got drafted by, or his major league? Okay, drafted by. I have no clue.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who he got. I can't remember who he got drafted.
Kind of a trick question. As the Yankees.
Okay, I was about to say. I was like, I'm pretty sure he made his debut with the Yankees.
And full disclosure, I was actually thinking about Miguel Sanyo. Do you remember that guy? Is his name Miguel Sanyo? I don't know why I just thought about this. Very random thought.
Actually, did he make his debut with the Yankees? Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, he did. He did.
Sanyo was the Twins, but I don't know. We should play that game one day. I just like naming teams.
I'm in on that. You don't want to get me in random baseball trivia though.
When are we doing the Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
That's gonna happen soon. I think it might be next pod.
I think it has to be,
right? Smarter than a fifth grader.
Yeah. Or it's either that or Chris teaches us rugby.
Yeah, either way. I mean, well, we got some other, a bunch of stuff that we got to go through. But
there's sports going on.
It's all good. Can you name the team that Andujar played against in his debut?
Ooh, wow, that's a no.
I'll narrow it down to 5 teams. AL Central.
White Sox.
The White Sox is correct.
Wow.
2017.
What a poll.
June of 2017, if I remember correctly.
Love that game. We get challenge made.
Challenge accepted. Not now, because we got to move. We got to move.
I know.
You're on a time crunch. Let's get into the most.
Rob gets on here, I just make bets.
Let's get to the most talked about parlay in all of sports gambling. It is the 750 Club. We going clubbing. We're dancing. There's one rule of Fight Club. You do not talk about Fight Club. Rob, what's the one rule of the 750 Club?
Tell absolutely everyone.
Every single person that is of age to legally gamble. That is what I am changing purely because I want to make sure that we are adhering to the disclaimer earlier and make sure we do not get sued. So tell everybody that is of age that is available to gamble.
Actually,
so that's where we're
astute of you.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get us sued.
Yeah, we gotta make sure.
Yeah, we gotta make sure. The lawyers are looking for us. They're headhunters. They're coming after us, man. We gotta make sure that they don't have reason to come after us.
Exactly.
But there it is. SGA 30+ points. Rob, that was yours. Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't missed this in the playoffs. Like, he has literally hit 30 points in every game of the playoffs. This guy, he is Mr. 30 points.
That's insane.
I like this team goes through him, and for them to continue to do what we all think they're going to do,
yes,
he's gonna have to put up 30, and I have zero doubts he puts up 30. And to get this at like minus 195 is kind of crazy, to be completely honest with you.
Fair enough. I don't hate that. Don't hate that one bit. Ooh, what? All right, so we've got we've got something else to discuss after this, after the tabletop and things, because I just got a text message that I will find interesting, to be very very clear.
Okay.
Ant-Man 25+. He's my favorite player. That is a non-Sixter, and he is. If we believe the Timberwolves are going to win this game, like we believe the Timberwolves are going to win this game, he's going to have to go for 25+. So give me Ant Edwards 25+. Pat, you want to talk about Donovan, and then together combined, we'll talk about that Red Sox bet?
Yeah. I mean, he's probably, I don't really know how to like word this, but I think he's might be one of the like best kept secret. I don't know if he's a secret necessarily, but
Not a secret.
He is just a guy that doesn't get talked about enough. I mean, he won the original, or the inaugural, I guess they say, utility Gold Glove, because the guy just plays like he's in the lineup every day because he can literally play like 5 positions. And he has just been raking. I believe he's still. Don't quote me on this. I was trying to look it up just now, but I don't want to take too much time. I believe he still leads the NL. I want to specify this because Aaron Judge fans will get mad at me. I believe he still leads the NL in. Oh no, that's Trey Turner now. Damn. So
yeah, I was about to say Trey Turner's been on a tear lately, so he might have taken him.
Turner with 63 hits and Donovan 61. So right there, you know, it's just been an absolute machine this year for the Cardinals. The Youngry Cardinals, which again, not too fond of, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is I was going to do 2+ hits, but then we kind of talked, or CJ, we kind of talked it out, and I decided, you know what, why not 2 total bases? Just because that means he can just get 1 hit, and it could be a double. He's a doubles machine, and I don't know. I just feel very good about it. It's not like nothing really. I mean, he's 4th in the league, or excuse me, tied for 3rd in the league with doubles, 16 doubles. So not something that you can shake a stick at. So give me Donovan 2+ total base.
Big fan. The Red Sox, I mean, they literally just obliterated the ever-loving crap out of the Orioles. And to be clear, this is the game that's about to start that we're taking here. This Red Sox money line.
Get it in.
Yeah, so get it in quick. But yeah, like yes, it's F1 for the Orioles, but this Orioles team is trash. So the Red Sox put up 13 in an inning yesterday. Right before I blocked a 6-iron, I was told that the Orioles that the Red Sox put up a 13 spot in the 8th inning yesterday, which secured Rob's big time parlay yesterday. That he did not share with the class. That jerk.
Look, I made it at 6 a.m. I was half asleep.
It doesn't matter. You can still post it in our chat. Share with the class. Share with the class.
I'd like to second that, please.
I do need to start sending them because I've hit 4 straight day games now, and today I'm going for 5.
Okay. If the next time you don't share with the class, you get a point off of the.
If I hit the day game that I bet today, it'll be 5 straight.
But you get a demerit, and you better share it with the class.
Yeah, share it with class. You jerk.
Or else you get a demerit, son.
But this bet you're getting at 854. 854. If you're rocking the 750 with us today, so hopefully it's max. Hopefully we get it, because that's what we need here. We need everybody to go clubbing with us, because it has not been good this month. But normally we hit 1 or 2 a month, so hopefully this is the first that we hit this month. That'd be huge.
And just to that point, before we get to the green thing, if we can average 2 to 3 750 clubs a month, I think we're sitting pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty
underdog.
solid.
I think we need to get better, but that's why we made the rule with the one or
Mhm.
two.
And the underdog has been better this
Yeah,
month.
we
We're
have gotten
plus
better
units
than
on the
underdog
underdog.
Yeah,
We are plus units on the underdog, so
I
that's
just want people
massive.
to understand that we're this is the hot tips for your bet slips, and don't want to be following me this month. So
No, well, yeah, but you're quite literally the only one we don't want to follow. But it's green, it's soft, it's plushy. I missed the transition because he's not here, and I don't want anybody to have to do the transition without him. So, shaboom, we're into the tabletop. It's green, it's soft, it's plushy. Sir Thomas of House Stats also likes that Red Sox money line, but he likes Dobbins to go over 4.5 Ks with that. So if you can get that bet quick before that game goes off, go for it. He likes the Royals money line today. He also likes the Max Fried 6+ and the Yankees -1.5. If I had seen that, I would have tagged his name in the performance doubles of the day. And then he doesn't like a winner in the Astros and Mariners game, but he does like both pitchers to get their Ks. 6+ Ks for Valdez, 5+ Ks for Brian. Woo woo woo. So
you know it.
let's get it. You know it. You name it. Rob the parlay guy, your parlay on the day. Is this your day game?
This is my day game.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
all right. Oh no,
So-
oh no. Oh my
Well,
god.
you can still get it. You can still get it because there's
So
no case.
I got
You can always
Jaron
get it.
Duran 1+ hit, who has hit an 8 of 10. I've got Devers, who just went ballistic yesterday for 1+ hit. I think he went 4 for 6 with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs yesterday.
Oh, it's a 131 start. We're okay. It's a 131
yeah,
start. We're
good.
okay.
We're good.
We're still good. You can
Jackson
still get
Holiday
them.
1+ hit, who was hitting I think it's 11 out of 12 games or something like that. And then Zebby Matthews 4+ strikeouts. He's had 4 in every start for 6 of the last 7. I feel pretty good about him getting to the 4. I would not go beyond 4, to be completely honest with you, but 4 seems to be the safe number for him. And I got this at +263.
Man, you got
You
this
guys-
early. I don't even have it at 200, but I'm still betting it because I'm a
266.
degenerate.
Oh, I told you I bet it at 6 a.m. So
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's true.
You guys, quick question. Who leads the MLB in RBIs?
The MLB in RBIs?
Just because I was on the site.
Ooh.
Uh, I'm gonna
Is it
say
Devers
it's Aaron
now
Judge.
after yesterday?
I was
It
saying, is it?
It's Devers, yeah.
Oh, is it really?
I was about to say.
Before yesterday, I
he
think it was
had
Aaron
5
Judge.
yesterday.
Judge 45, Seiya Suzuki. Shout out Seiya Suzuki. Shout out Keldog.
Yeah.
46, and then Devers 47. But two of the top 3 are Cubs.
Yeah.
Suzuki and Pete and
Yeah,
PCF.
because Pete Armstrong is tied with.
The
with,
top 10
Aaron
is
Judge.
Kyle Tucker. Oh my god, the Cubs are a
Yeah,
wagon.
dude. The Cubs offense is arguably the best offense in the
It's
game
crazy. They're pitching. They're going to add pitching. They're going to have to. But
They're
we'll
gonna
roll
have
with
to.
it another day.
because they're not going to be able to compete with the Phillies if they don't add pitching.
Or Dodgers.
I mean, the Dodgers are all around, but the Dodgers are so hurt right now. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
The fact they're still doing what they're doing and they're hurt.
Yes,
So,
sir.
but yeah, they're Cubs have the best offense in the league right now. It's almost not even close. Mr. 60%, what you got, man?
Well, first of all, may have to retire the Mr. 60% because
Nope, I'm gonna keep it. I
right.
like it's your
what was my punishment?
moniker because it's your goal. If you keep your goal in sight,
Okay.
then you will achieve the goal.
Okay.
So we've got to
All right.
keep it.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
All right. You know what? Okay. What was
Convinced you.
did I make a punishment for myself for this month or did I?
I can't remember.
Kel will look back on it for us.
Yeah, Kel, check the archives.
Yeah. We appreciate that.
Stenographer, read back the minutes.
I'm gonna go bottom up here. We talked about it. Timberwolves money line. That's the underdog pick, and that's one of my picks. If they're gonna win a game, it's gonna be tonight. So it's just go with your stats or go with if you want to just bet the heavy favorites in the Thunder. Go ahead, but I'm gonna take that juice and get the plus 120 there. Matthew, wish I knew his middle name. Libertor, 4Ks. Cards money line. He has been. I'm so glad. I'm having fun this season. I'm not going to get down. The fact that they didn't go out and trade or sign people and are letting these kids play, and I hope that more kids come up and pause. I hope that more. Yes.
Him and I share our middle name.
Oh.
So if you know my middle name, you know his middle name.
I have an idea, but you've definitely told me before too.
I 100% have. It's okay.
Okay, give it to me.
Joseph.
Oh,
Matthew Joseph Liberatore.
That's a great name.
You may continue.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm just so happy that the Cardinals, they're Youngry. It's starting to grow on me. Every time I say it, I feel weird, but whatever. Youngry is just a strange. I don't know. They could have done something. What would be? So it's young and hungry. So it would be hung. No, you can't do hung.
Nope.
Can't do hung.
I mean, you could, but that's a different site.
But yeah. I don't know if.
Here's what I'll say is
hashtag hung.
The best one for
William.
like young guys, like
William Hung.
It's the nickname for like a young group of guys was what the Phillies had, which was the daycare, but it's gone now because the daycare has grown up a little bit.
That also seems pretty problematic.
Why? Because it's the daycare?
Yeah.
Right.
I just say hashtag William Hung. How about that?
Oh, okay.
She bangs. Anyway.
She bangs.
Libby 4+ Ks and the Cards money line. The Ks I don't have stats for, but he's just been lights out, man. Like I feel like 4 is pretty easy for him. And I obviously see the Cards winning. Yes, I am going to continue to bet the Cards, Tommy, because they are awesome and I love them. And why not bet on your favorite team? That same game, Donovan, we talked about just to get a hit. We want 2 plus total bases for the 750 club, but just him to get a hit. Plus Victor Scott over or just to get a stolen base. And this guy is electric. If you don't know about Victor Scott, you should start knowing. 14 steals on the season. He's going to be right up there at the top of the list when it comes to that. I'm surprised to see that Luis Robert Jr. is 18 stolen bases. That, for whatever reason, shocks me. I didn't realize he was that speed demon like that. But shout out to him. We kind of mentioned it with Tommy's stats picks. I have Valdez at 5 Ks, and I took the Astros to beat the Mariners money line. And then, that's it. That was it. I usually have a lot more. Sometimes and then the Fried 6+. Sometimes I can't see whether it's glasses. Fried 6+ and Yankees 2.5, so not 1.5. So I went 1 extra from Rob the Parlay guy because the Rockies are doo-doo.
They are doo-doo. I agree. And to back you up on Liberatore stats, he's hit this 4 strikeouts in 8 out of 9 games. So that looks pretty good.
You know what? I'm putting it in right now. 10+ and Yankees money line.
Whoa.
I wouldn't be shocked if we got 10. I'm not gonna lie.
Whoa, that's a big one. I myself have a couple similar bets out there, but we're gonna fire them off. I've got the Sanchez 5 and the Phillies money line. You already saw that on the performance doubles of today. I like Liberatore to go 3+ versus this lineup and the Cardinals money line. You're still getting it at barely plus money. Last time I checked, I like Leiter to get 5+ Ks and a Rangers money line. The Rangers cannot lose to the White Sox again. They can't. They were my eliminator pick. They cannot. I've got Kyle Harrison, and the Giants money line. 4+ Ks from Harrison and the Giants money line today. And then going to the WNBA, I've got Caitlin Clark 20+ in for the Fever to cover versus the Liberty today. I don't think they win, but I think they can cover, and they will do that if Caitlin Clark gets 20+ points. So, Caitlin, please, please, please be better shooting than you were the other night because it absolutely destroyed me, the fact that you weren't able to. So, Caitlin Clark 20+, Fever +4. Big fan of betting all things Caitlin Clark and all things Angel Reese to get a bunch of me bounds.
So, in fairness, in that last game, she was going against the most aggressive defender in the WNBA that applied a ton of physical pressure on her, and it you could tell it wore her down throughout that game.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, no, I'm with you.
I do have to go, but I want to sit here and react to my record really quick before I leave.
Okay, then it's what he doesn't want to show, but he's got to show it anyway. It is the records. Mr. Captain Under Units.
It's pretty bad.
Is back.
It's there's nothing else I can say other than we're we're on to Cincinnati. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I should be whoever's available tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Thank you both for hopping in, and hopefully I brought you some hot tips for your bet slips, or just fade me because
Pat, before you leave, I've got to do this because I have this and I want to go over it. Okay, so Jason Stark put up an all quarter century team. Okay, and here's his. He's got Yachty behind the plate. He's got Pujols at first. He's got Altuve at second, Jeter at short, Adrian Beltre at third, Barry Bonds in left, Trout in center, Judge in right, with the starting pitchers of Verlander, Kershaw, Halladay, Scherzer, Randy Johnson, David Ortiz at the DH, and Mo at the relief pitcher. Any changes that you would make?
Who's the DH?
Who's the Big Papi? David Ortiz.
Did you do that just so you could ask?
And this is all what team?
This is the all quarter century team. So anybody that played from 2001 and beyond.
I would take off David Ortiz because I was about to say something very bad, but he's no.
Here's the change I would make. I would make Albert Pujols the DH and put Bryce Harper at first.
No, couldn't do that either.
I feel disrespected that Chipper Jones is not at third, but I'm that's a homer
pick. It's Adrian Beltre. That's a tough one, man.
I'm taking Chipper Jones over Beltre all day long.
I don't want David Ortiz on any team.
You have no choice though. That is by far.
He is by far
Edgar
one
Martinez.
of the greatest DHs ever.
No.
They named the award after him.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Edgar
but
Martinez.
I would rather see. Honestly, I will seriously, and this is not me just being a homer. Bryce Harper has become an amazing first baseman, and I think
Pujols won Gold Gloves at first base.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying Harper has become a great first baseman, and you got to put him there. You got to put him in.
Bryce Harper at DH. Put Bryce Harper.
I'm fine with that too. He was one of the greatest DHs that season. He was DH.
Bryce Harper in right or not Rickfield. I guess you couldn't put him anywhere else.
Yeah, dude, the outfield set.
I really do have to go. But didn't he come up as a catcher?
Yeah, he originally did, but you're not replacing him for Yachty.
Oh, no, never. And I'm so happy that Jason Stark gave Yachty the recognition he deserves. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's the greatest all-around catcher that we've ever seen. I just said that Carlos Ruiz was a better pitch caller. That's the only thing I said.
Okay. I can, you know what? On this Memorial Day, shout out the troops. I will agree to disagree with you.
That's fine.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Whoever's going to be in tomorrow, I'll be on. So 12 o'clock. Shout out the troops.
We'll see you guys.
I'll see you guys later.
Absolutely.
As he's leaving, I also do not like the fact that Greg Maddux was not on that list.
I completely agree.
But who do you take off? Who do you take off for the starting?
I'll let you guys do this argument.
Yeah, you're good.
I'll go in the comments.
Read the pitches again.
Yeah, all right. So Verlander, Kershaw, Halladay, Scherzer, Randy Johnson.
I would take Greg Maddux over Scherzer.
Oh, that's so tough because Scherzer in his prime was so dominant.
I'm
not saying Greg Maddux wasn't.
I personally think that Greg
Maddux is my sixth starter.
Greg Maddux to me is, and I am a bit of a homer, I admit this, but I'm trying to be as biased as possible, is in my top 5 all-time pitchers. And it's not just about pure dominance, right? Because that wasn't his game.
Top 10.
But the mental aspect, as well as the fact that he could literally locate pitches better than anybody we've ever seen on the face of the planet.
No, I don't disagree with that. So here's my thing, right? Greg Maddux is a top 10 pitcher of all time. You're not going to sit there and take Cy Young off of there. You're not going to take Nolan Ryan was a better pitcher than he was.
I agree.
I would actually take, and this is 100% homer. I take Lefty over him. And again, I know it's Philly, but like I take Ashburn over. I would. And like it's close. It's close. I have Maddux top 10, top 15. He's fringe top 10. He's definitely in my top 15. Like if I had to go starting pitchers of all time, Maddox is up there. But I don't think you can remove anybody as far as a dominance standpoint. Is it like just pure stuff, pure dominance? I don't like Maddox is 6 on this list for me. I don't think you can remove any one of them. He's 6th. And that's saying something because like Kershaw was one of the greatest lefties we ever saw in his prime.
Agree.
Randy Johnson is the best left-hander we ever
100%,
saw.
Yeah.
So, and like, I mean, Holiday was dominant when he figured it out his second time up in the bigs. Like it was Holiday Day. It like Skeens Day was Holiday Day.
I agree.
Back in that time. So like I'm not removing him. Verlander's been dominant for so long.
Yep.
He was another one. Scherzer's the only question mark, but Scherzer was so good with the Nats, and then when he went and chased money, he got bad.
And that's part of why I'm willing, because Maddox was great from not day one because he was with the Cubs and it took him a few years, but from towards the end of his career with the Cubs, all through the Braves, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball. Where Scherzer was such a short period of time, and now part of it was because he left the Nats. And that broke him, but like I'm giving him the edge mainly because he did it for longer.
Well, and Maddox was more dominant in the 90s.
He was.
That's the other piece.
He was.
Too.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, that's why I asked the time frame. So I can understand that argument as well. I understand that he was kind of getting towards the end.
Yeah,
but even towards the end, he was almost unhittable.
His last All-Star year was in 2000.
Okay, well, that's fair.
I mean, he made every start late too, even when he went to the Cubs. So I'm not disagreeing, but yes, I mean the man did win 4 straight Cy Youngs, but it was 90s, right? So like, I don't know if you can bring them into this conversation. But like even if I take that, right? Like I'm just gonna pull up Max Scherzer. I'm gonna pull up his stats. I mean Scherzer won 2 straight Cy Youngs, won 3 total Cy Youngs. He also finished 2nd and 3rd right after he finished 1st. He went 1st in the Cy Young, 5th Cy Young, 5th Cy Young, 1, 2, 3, skipped a year because he got hurt, and then was 3rd. Oh no, he was bad. It wasn't he got hurt. It was COVID year, 2020. So like and again, that was firmly in the 2000s when he did it. So yeah,
I will concede the fact that 2001 does change it a bit.
Yeah. Because it's this century. I think Maddox was still dominant enough this century that he's 6th on this list.
I will hit you with a stat that is the most absurd baseball stat I've ever seen in my entire life. Is out of 20,421 batters that Greg Maddux faced in his career, he only walked 293, and 153 of that 293 were intentional.
Yeah, I mean he's nuts. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's not.
I'm not speaking of unbreakable things. I think that stat is an unbreakable stat because I'm not sure we're going to ever see anybody locate the pitch. Now, I will also say because he could locate so well, he also got an extended strike zone. I will not say he didn't. It's kind of like the Jordan aspect of it. When you are so dominant, ref starts to lean your way a little bit. But all the great pitchers, Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, they all got that.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. I'm gonna look at
umpires. If you prove that you're gonna continuously hit a spot, they're gonna give it to you.
And that's the thing, right? Like if it's close enough and you've been there and you get it, that's the thing that Greg Maddux did. He would start out on the outside and then he would creep in inch by inch and inch until he got that spot. And then when he got that spot, it was, I'm just going to hum it there. And the umpire, he already called it there once. He can't not call it again.
Right.
And that's my thing with umpires. And I'll say this to the day. I don't care. I don't care if you're giving me 2 inches on either side of the plate. If I'm a hitter, I've got to adjust to that as long as that pitch stays a strike all game long. And if it stays a strike all game long, I'm fine with the fact that it's this wide. I might sit here and go, okay, whatever. But when you give me this much off the black, and then you don't give me this much off the black, and then you give me this much off the black, then you give it's like this much.
Yeah.
That's when I have an issue. If it's your strike zone, it's your strike zone. That's the reason why Jamie Moyer pitched in Game 3 of the 08 World Series, because I can't remember the umpire's name, but he was notorious for having a wider strike zone. Like, if you're giving me it, give it to me all game. If you give it to me all game and that's a strike all game, I'm fine with it. It's when you flip-flop and you do all the that I got an issue.
Right.
So,
yeah. No, I agree with all that. Because they've made the statements, like announcers have done it to give them out, saying, well, this pitcher in the game hasn't proven he can hit that spot, so he's not giving. I don't care. He hit the same spot that you called a strike for the other pitcher. Like,
yep.
It needs to be consistent across the entire game. And even if you move the damn thing from game to game, as long as it stays the same in that game, like, I'll give you that. But like, when you see a pitcher hit a corner, it gets called strike 5 times we'll make up a guy like Maddox, and then you have somebody else come in and they hit that spot like 2 out of the 5 times, but you don't call it because they only hit it 2 out of the 5 times. To me, that's messed up. It's inconsistent, and that's what creates issues. So I'm with you on that 100%.
I will say this is a crazy stat. Do you know that Roy Halladay never led the league in ERA?
That is kind of crazy.
Never led the league in ERA. However, he did lead the league in WAR 4 different times in his career.
Yeah.
And he led the league in innings 4 times in his career. Led the league in wins twice. Just throwing it out there. Never led in ERA. Greg Maddux led in ERA 4 times. All of which happened in the 90s.
Yeah, I'll say that was definitely the 90s.
Just,
that was definitely
throwing it out there. Max Scherzer never led the league in ERA either. I'm actually curious what Randy Johnson did. But I don't know.
I would think Randy Johnson did it at least a couple times.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I could be wrong.
1, 2, 3. He led it in four different occasions.
Yeah, that makes
5
sense.
different occasions. 5 different? No, 4. 4 different. But he also won 5 Cy Youngs 4 straight.
Right. Yeah. Randy Johnson was just,
and that was early 2000s too. That was 99, 2000, 01, and 02. So again, that's the reason why Maddox isn't on this list. Because
you know what makes no sense to me is the world we live. Like, to me, baseball has changed to the point where the batting average has gone down, and it's okay, but the ERAs have gone down as well. Like, if you look at Randy Johnson's career ERA, is 3.29. Like, that would not be looked at as a great career ERA now. Like, but
it still is. Anything south of 3.5 was a great ERA.
Like, I feel like that they're starting to lean. It's starting to push that other way, and maybe it's because the batting averages were higher before. That, it's all kind of relative. Because it used to be if you bat below 300, you were not considered a good hitter. Now you get if you can get hit 250, you're considered an all-star. So,
like, let's look at the best pitchers today. Like, let's just look at the best pitchers right now. If you're going best pitchers, I would say Chris Sale just won a Cy Young. His career ERA 3.05. Zach Wheeler, who's been second in Cy Young for I don't know how many years.
A lot.
Career ERA 3.3. I mean, how many seconds in Cy Youngs he had? 1. He finished 6th. He was second last year, and he was second in 21. He was 6th in 23.
I mean, he's always in the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, he's there. He's, always in the thought process. But yeah, I'm also looking at, let's see here. Let's look at Tom Glavine. I know he had his career ERA is a little bit different because he had a stretch of 5 seasons where he was pretty much dominant at the same time as and then he got dominant a little bit later too in the late 90s. But his career ERA is 3.54. So, like, I think if you're sub 3.5, we consider you one of the greatest pitchers of all time. It's especially career.
Because a lot of guys in the beginning are
rough.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they get bad late because they have to reinvent themselves.
Because looking at somebody more recent, Scooball started off slow, but his career ERAs are down to 3.32 now. So
right, exactly, and he will be there, right? Like that's where he's going to end up. Let's look. Paul Skeens. I know Skeens has a small sample size, but his ERA, his career ERA is 2.1.
Right.
Because he started out humming, but he's only been in the league 2 years.
Honestly, though, his career, obviously injuries and other factors come in, but that guy,
he'll get bad late. He'll be bad late.
That's what I was thinking, is because of how hard he throws. When he's not able to reach that velocity is when he'll start.
He's gonna have to figure out how to quote unquote pitch.
Right.
Right now, he's just firing. Like Nolan Ryan, arguably one of the best pitchers in baseball history. You could argue that he's number one. I believe he's number one. But
I agree.
I agree. You can argue for others. There's
sure.
arguments to be made. His career ERA is 3.19.
Yeah, I've got him as my number one as well.
It's either him. I mean, you could take Cy Young into example. I mean, the man's awards pitch, and it all depends on what you want, right?
Right.
But Cy Young's career ERA is at 2.63.
Yeah. I don't. It's hard. It's hard when you go too far back because the game has just changed so much.
Oh, yeah, massively.
It's not a hitting to me, and I'm not trying to take anything away from it because that's amazing regardless of who you're facing.
Mm-hmm.
But like the hitting back then was not what it is now.
No, you're right.
Like some of those hitters that became that were considered great would be average in today's game.
That's true. It's true.
But they were also athletes, so I think they could have adapted. You have technology that they have today. Mm-hmm. You can argue they would have adapted and hit just as well. But
it's the same thing. Like I like Kurt Schilling is.
Yeah, Kurt Schilling's.
I think he's a phenomenal pitcher. Not many people give him his flowers, but he did have 3 second place finishes in Cy Young, and of course he finished second to Randy Johnson, and I don't know, Roger Clemens.
Right.
So
I think people put Kurt Schilling's personal beliefs too much into the conversation, and that's why he doesn't get the respect he deserves.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't Clemens. It was Johan Santana. But principal.
I mean, Johan was pretty amazing too at that point.
He was so dominant. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's Kurt Schilling, but career ERA. This is where I'm going at 3.46. If you're a sub 3.5 career ERA guy, you're a good pitcher. That's where I'm at. It's got to be sub 3.5. Like Tom Glavine was a good pitcher. It wasn't dominant for long. He is a 3.54, so I put him in the really good category.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you're a great pitcher, your career ERA is sub 3.5. That's where we're at. But that is going to wrap this thing up because we have gone over an hour, shockingly enough. But yeah, it's been fun. This has been just the bet slips. I'm going to go ahead and pull back up the tabletop just so you have the bets there, just in case you want to bet them. But these have been the hot tips to help your bet slips. All right, everybody, have a good one. Responsibly go and chase that bag, and we will catch you next time. Later, guys.
Yeet.